And I suppose it's only recent, Tom, that diversity and inclusion would be something that I would have put as a tagline, because I think in what we're doing here, I think we've always done it. Like when we would take people on, like we've 150, 155 people working in the factory on the 9 different nationalities. And we would have 60-40 male-female working in production, and we would have something like 80-20 female-male in the management of the company. I don't think I've ever set out, or anybody here, my colleagues, when we'd be interviewing somebody, would have set out, it has to be a male or it has to be a female. You get a sense about people, and you hope, and most of the time I have to say we've been right. And you build a business, your business is never built by one person, but it's built by a team. And I think I've been quite fortunate in decisions I've made, both on the factory floor and in the management of the company.
Okay.
Well, I don't believe, I mean, you spoke there in your introduction about innovation. If you don't innovate, you'll stagnate. And I've been very fortunate with some of the work I've done myself, but more for my colleagues, about looking at things in a different way. Our NPD is run by our quality department, our finance, and they all bring different perspectives, the ladies do, and a different way sometimes of looking at things than I would. And I'm quite fortunate in that you'd be challenged, but you may not be challenged as easily or as often by a male colleague. Certainly your female colleagues will challenge you as asking all the questions, why? And most times the questions are valid and reasonable to ask. Younger people are coming into the industry and into the business who see life differently, especially in the food sector, and how people live and how they eat. And if you're not moving with those times, whether it be male or female, and it happens to be female ladies in our case here, they definitely have brought just a different perspective on how you grow and how you try to go forward. And I've always felt that if we could, it's kind of difficult to talk about, but if we could bring people in to our business, even on part-time or full-time, to work, who would have special needs. And we actually, it's quite interesting that Aon have been involved. I think we took on a chap 22 years ago, and I remember he was here about 2 years and he joined the pension scheme we have, and it was Aon who visited the company to talk to him and to his parents about the pension. So that's going back, but in recent times we've taken, and it's been more personal in the beginning than anything, where there's a school in Athlone called St. Hilda's, and it's an organisation that works with adults with special needs. And we decided, well, I was involved in Connacht Rugby, and it was suggested that maybe we would do something for special needs. So the company, we came back and we talked about it, and we approached St. Hilda's, and we set up a tag rugby that happens every Wednesday. The company do it, and we followed on from that by getting transition year students involved from 2 schools, and we've done that successfully, I think, for the last 10, 12 years. And out of that now, we would run, we support in the best way we can financially, but it's more time we spend with the adults. And I know that some Wednesdays going out and you say, God, I really can't afford to give this time up today. But I've always come back and said, and the rest of us, that this was the best hour I spent in the week. And